Hello and welcome to the next episode of MotorWay. I apologize for the delay in making these videos, but I have a full-time job, but now that I have a better computer and a microphone, expect more. Now let's get into it with 5 cars that just disappeared. The Mazda RX8 was a half-decent looking car that sported the last of the rotary engines from a Mazda with a 1.3 liter making anywhere from 191 brake horsepower to 249 horsepower in their sportier models. This car was the successor to the Mazda RX8, which was such a beautiful car that also sported a rotary engine. Rotaries are very underrated, but there is kind of a reason why, as they fail very easily. During cold weather, the engine wouldn't have enough lubrication inside, causing internal failure. As much as this was not too shabby of a car, it just disappeared. I wonder why. The Pontiac Fiero was a poor man's Porsche or Ferrari or any sport car really. Reason being is it is very light, 2-door, 2-seater, and a mid-engine. The fact that this was built in North America made it even more popular as it was cheap. Cheap is the key word when talking about this car. Pontiac put either a 4-cylinder iron block or a 2.8-liter V6. If you had the automatic version, it certainly ruined the non-experience you think you might be having of a sports car. The biggest problem, besides no airflow to the mid-engine Fiero, was fires. There was 370,000 Fieros produced, and of those 370,000, 135 were reported to have caught on fire. This certainly ruined the reputation, and the reason why, it's no longer. The Jensen Interceptor is a magnificent looking car. This thing had only V8s inside of this beauty. From 250 horsepower to 335, this English car was certain to turn some heads as you drove by the whole town. There isn't much to say about the Interceptor rather than me saying something to Jensen Motors. Please bring this car to the 21st century and make it available here in North America. If you need help on building the new factory here in Canada or the US, I'm available when you call. Now let's go back to the future. Well, the DeLorean DMC12 as it is called. Now at first glance this car stood out, but it's hard to tell in a good way or bad. Gullwing doors on a car makes people wonder, why make something so difficult when it shouldn't be? Now again, it's either good or bad where you stand. Personally, I think the Mercedes 300 SL looked magnificent with the gullwing doors, but the DeLorean said something different. They made this car for 3 years with the same 170 horsepower V6 with either a 5-speed or a 3-speed auto. I shouldn't say this car has completely disappeared because it will return in the next year of 2017. Okay, let's get the names out of the way quickly. Mitsubishi GTO, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, and the Dodge Stealth in North America as it is known. This car is a personal favorite of mine because the RT version of this was a twin-turbo V6 producing 320 horsepower and can easily hit over 150 miles an hour. Chrysler and Mitsubishi Motors teamed up in the early 90s making this car, and they succeeded in making a fine automobile. Although this was only produced in North America from 1991 to 1996, this needs to come back soon, but most likely not since its successor was the Dodge Viper. Thank you everyone for watching MotorWay. I hope you enjoyed this video as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to leave a like and stay tuned for the next episode of MotorWay, Useless Things Attached to Cars.